Hello everyone, John12 back here again with another video. Now today, yes, it is that time. It is the return of another review, but not only just any review, a finale review. Yes, several months ago, I did my review on Bates Motel, Season 2, Episode 1. And now it is finally time for my Season 2 finale review of this show. And if you've watched my previous review on this show, then you would get the feeling that, well, did I like it? Or did I hate it? Generally, all I can really say is, it depends on who you're asking. If you're asking me, I can say that it was a decent watch, but nothing amazing. Nothing really blew me out of the water. Over the course of this season, I do give credit to the actors. I mean, the actors did an amazing job at what they were given. But overall, I don't really think this season did any better than the previous season. There wasn't really any humongous deep arcs with any characters, and majority of that has to take with Norman and Norma. Like, they didn't really have, they had an interesting like chemistry throughout the entire season, but it didn't really go in depth like it should have. It just felt kind of like the same old bullshit that we were dealing last season, you know, like Norma's like irresponsibility and not being like responsible for Norman's actions, and her dealing with that, and Norman like trying to, you know, figure out like who he really is and what he's like done in the previous season. So there's a lot of that. I just wish it could have been more elaborated, so to speak, in this season. It didn't really get anywhere. It just kind of stayed there. It was kind of getting there in the last several episodes and kind of in this episode, but it kind of fell short in my opinion. Another thing I really didn't like about this season was the fact that Norman got so many chicks, and the fact of how Blair Watson actually dies prior. It's kind of weird. Let me put it in terms that people can understand, and I am in no way trying to offend or disrespect anybody, man or female, but I'm just going to put it there. Any guy that you like, sexually or emotionally, who does taxidermy for a living, is a fuck up and a weird fucking dude. Do not do that. I mean, seriously, it's kind of strange, and I guess it happens with characters like this, like sexually like misunderstood type of characters like Norman Bates, but at the same time, it's like, how is it possible that a fuck up like him can get so many hot chicks? Like, first he goes out with the suicide chick, who was suicidal in this season for reasons I continue to not understand, and then goes out with the punker with the bad past, who another fucking reason I have zero idea what the fuck happened with her. And then Blair Watson, prior to her death, they fuck. How is that possible? I mean, like, I get it, you know, they try to throw in some twists, like, oh, she's a part of the, you know, the criminal drug family in this city, and she's a sexual deviant. I mean, I guess I can figure that out based the way she dresses as a teacher. Come on, it's kind of obvious. But really, Norman Bates, she has sex with him prior to her death? It's kind of like, really? It's just unnecessary. It's just a complete, like, twist that didn't really need to go there. But overall, those are, like, things that I really didn't like about this season. I can go on, but I'm just going to get right into this episode. First off, I find it kind of weird that no one retaliates against Dylan for his actions. I mean, come on. Hasn't anybody watched Breaking Bad? I mean, when something goes down and someone dies, there's retaliation. Good or bad, it's going to happen. You're going to get fucked over. And Dylan, like, basically just kills Ford and just, he gets away out of that mansion so easily without any of his men, like, figuring it out. It's like, oh, this guy killed our boss. Let's go kill the fuck. No, let's, like, run away and steal his money. It's like, what? What kind of bullshit, like, non-mob fucking movies were the writers watching? That was complete bullshit, in my opinion. They should have, the beginning of this season finale should have opened up with a bang. I know most season finale series, usually with the finale, they like to keep the beginning kind of rough and, like, get into serious shit throughout the episode. But this episode, like, the whole beginning is rough, you know, and, like, majority of this episode is rough. Like, the finale kind of left me wanting more without getting anything, like, and that's really a bad thing. And I don't know, like I kind of get where Emma's coming from. She kind of feels unwanted and she's like unappreciated and all that shit, and she decides to leave. I'm kind of actually happy that her character is deciding on leaving, because I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if you like love her character. I mean, like, I have no things against the chick. I mean, the actress and the character herself, but it's like she's kind of served her purpose. Like, after season 1 and the adventures of Norman and Emma end, it's kind of like she served her purpose. There's like no reason of keeping her. And throughout this entire season, that's what I kept thinking. Like, God, why is she still here? She doesn't really serve a purpose, I mean, like, she's there to talk and like give some sort of reason to the characters, like Dylan and Norman and Norma and shit. But come on, it was just pointless. Like, I don't know. I kind of am glad to may or may not see her go. So that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if anybody loves her, but my personal opinion is if she leaves next season, I really don't care. I mean, like, she should have just left this season. In the finale, she should have just left. I don't know why she decided to think about it. As for Dylan's relationship with the crime family, the weed and drug family, I don't really understand that one either. Like, I appreciate the whole Romero-Dylan team-up thing. Like, that's all cool and fun. They could have done more of that throughout the season, but that whole scene where, like, he kills the Zeke and the lady, I forgot her name, and Dylan's just standing there like, what? I kind of felt like that too. Like, what? This doesn't make sense. This whole scenario does not make sense. What? And there's a certain time where Dylan questions as to how he gets away with this type of shit. And I question it as well. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know if any other viewers are like questioning it as I'm questioning it. But there's a point where Dylan in this episode, this finale, where he questions Romero against his actions that happened in the house between Zeke and his sister and Dylan. And he basically gives this really weird, short explanation as to how things work in this city. And it's like a vacuum that sucks up things. Do you understand? I don't know about Dylan. And I don't know about any of other viewers, but I did not understand what the fuck he was talking about. Everything he fucking said made zero fucking sense to me. I don't fucking know what the fuck things go down here, but apparently everything's backwards. Because in real society, if this happened, something complete opposite of what we saw would happen. I'm just saying. It was stupid. Overall, I don't know. This season finale kind of just sucked, in my opinion. Season 1 was awesome because it was brutal. It kind of like introduced us to these characters in a new kind of way, in a fashion. And of course, we're taking like these characters that I would have liked to see in their time period into the modern day, and how they would work. And Season 1 accomplished that. It did a good, decent job at accomplishing that. But this season was just boring, and I mean, like I said it, I stated it in my previous review, like, Bates Motel this go around, is basically, like, it's not amazing, but it's just a decent watch. And that's what I said to, like, viewers who checked out my review. If you're into Bates Motel, or you're not into Bates Motel, and you want to get into something, and interested in Bates Motel, all I can say is that it's a decent watch. It's not amazing, it's not the best horror origin story of all time. It's just a decent watch. It's not anything amazing. But overall, I guess I have to give them a good, decent, like, rating, I guess, because I do like Vera Farmiga's performance as Norma Bates this time around. Like, she's just great. I don't know if I said the actress's name correctly. Fuck it. But she did a great job. Like, she's killing it. Like, I still would have liked an older actress to play Norma. Like, I said this in the beginning of Season 1, but fuck it, she did a pretty good job, and this season go around, she did like an amazing job, and she's been killing it in the fucking business. She's been killing it in the movies, the horror genre in general. She's been killing it, so I kind of get as to where they're coming with, like, wanting her to come back and back and back for this type of shit, and she's a producer now on this shit. So I guess Like it makes sense that she would be so involved, but I don't know. Like if I have like an anticipation or like expectation and give you guys predictions for season 3, which they have been renewed for, all I can hope for is that I hope her character ages from the last season. And I don't mean like get an older actress. You can keep her in, but I just think I just fucking think that if you're gonna bring her back in this time go around, I hope they age her, like, because it just would feel better, especially if they get into psycho territory, which I hope they end up doing, because I'm kind of getting sick of seeing Norman in high school and this whole nonsense about drug families that don't retaliate in very unnormal fashion. And as for Norman, what can I say? Who cares? His character has an inevitable end, and we already know what that end is. So asking anything of him is kind of pointless. As for the character of Dylan, I hope he dies next season. And I'm not saying that because I hate the character of Dylan or the actor who plays him, Max. I like him. I like the actor too. I really like his arc in this season. That really kind of should have gone more, but what can you do? I do like it. It's just that I feel like his character is gonna die eventually, and I don't know how many seasons this series has planned. But if the next season is like the final season, or like if they only have like 2 seasons left throughout the series, I hope he dies at least next season. And I hope it's not really a triumphant or gory type of death. I just hope it's sad. Like just very, very sad, because there was a way where. Because the way they left off in this season finale with Norman and Dylan, it kind of felt like Norman still has feelings and cares about his brother, so it kind of would feel like really great as a viewer that next season go around, like maybe possibly Norman kills Dylan and just feels very horribly uncomfortable and disappointed in himself for doing so. So that's what I would like to see. As for other characters, I don't really know. Is there really anything to really ask for? I mean, these characters pretty much killed themselves, and Romero is kind of... I don't even know what he's doing anymore. I don't even know. As for Bradley, will she come back next season? I don't fucking know. Her character kind of went nowhere fast in this season. I can honestly say that, but I don't know. But overall, that's been my review. I have to give this, if I had to rate this season finale, I give it a good, 6 out of 10. Maybe a 5.5, something of those lines, This series is alright. They definitely need to, if there was, another show that can, inspire them to, do something better than what they accomplished this go-around, that would be Hannibal. The writers at Bates Motel need to fucking take a note from fucking Hannibal, because NBC and the people working over there, they've been killing it with Hannibal. And I wish Bates Motel was killing it too, but I don't know, I guess it's because A&E's gotten all family friendly, so the dark side of Bates Motel is kind of gone. But hopefully next season we get darker, scarier, way more dramatic. I just hope for a lot more. Whether or not I'm going to watch it, I guess, is debatable. But overall, that was my rating. That was my review of Season 2 and Season 2 finale of Bates Motel. A&E's Bates Motel. And also my predictions of Season 3, which they have been renewed for. But if there was one thing that I did like about this season finale, amongst practically almost nothing, all I can say is I do like the ending of season finale, which has to be the scene where they kind of copied from Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which is the scene where Norman's in the interrogation room, and of course there's a really good cinematic shot of and turn 360 kind of scope of his face, and we zoom up into his face. I wish there could have been an inner monologue going on, but I guess it would be kind of too much of copying. But overall, great scene. One of the best scenes out of the entire season. And overall, this season wasn't terrible. Just could have been a lot better. There was good shots, bad shots. But overall, just a decent watch. And I hope you guys checked it out. And I hope you guys check this out, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Thanks for watching.